Hi, David. The camera's on you. Hello. Happy Columbus Day. My name's Emily Volpin-Testa. I'm here with David Stevenson. And we're co-hosting Progressive Soup. And it's Monday, October 13th. We're celebrating Columbus Day. We're talking about immigration. And
Sono Italiano de
Bethel. And while we're talking about immigration, I was going to prepare my favorite Italian dish. It's called mozzarella alla caprese, and it's mozzarella and how they prepare it in the island of Capri. And it has the because in Bethel today we did the flag raising for Columbus Day, because the Italian Americans in this area, we consider Columbus Day our holiday because Christopher Columbus was from Genoa, Italy, and I guess he's known for 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue and discovered...
No, wait. Isn't it in 1493 Columbus sailed the deep blue sea?
No. There was a movie, David. They made a movie, 1492. But I never heard about 1493.
I guess that's when he made his second voyage.
That must be it.
Diggimi in Italiano.
So...
In Italiano. Diggimi in Italiano.
Anyway, comunque, oggi faccio mozzarella alla caprese, and I like it because it's there's red, white, and green. We have mozzarella, pomodori, tomatoes, and some basil, and red, white, and green are the colors of the Italian flag. So that's my gift to for Columbus Day.
And we're expecting some guests. Believe it or not, we're actually expecting some guests today, and they'll be in any minute now. We've got amongst our guests, apparently, we got a call in, and we're getting visited by none other than, not Christopher Columbus, because that's the anglicized name. We're going to get the real guy.
That's
Cristobal Colon, the Italian Jew who sailed for Spain to discover a passage to India. And instead of finding a passage to India, he found people that he described as being Indians.
That's right, yeah.
Because he thought he was on the coast of, or some island off the coast of India in the Indian Ocean.
Well, I think Cristobal Colon sounds more Spanish. Cristoforo Colombo would be more of the Italian.
Colombo, yeah, right. Colombo is the Italian, the original. Right. And then he ended up, the Italians wouldn't finance a voyage, so he ended up Queen Isabella of Spain, and that's Colon, Cristobal Colon, right. Or Christopher Colon. And then somehow or other the English got a hold of the notion that everybody important in world history had to be British, including Jesus, by the way, because you see pictures, you see paintings of Jesus, and they have him, he doesn't look Aramaic at all. He looks...
blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. At least they have the robe on him. I mean, some people probably would rather he have a bowler hat and a three-piece suit and teach wealth-building seminars. But that's their idea of who Jesus was, which of course is crazy. But go ahead, continue.
No, I was just saying that.
In Italiano?
Okay, no. It's interesting how it's papers. One year they say Christopher Columbus is Italian, then he's Spanish. This year I think they're saying he's Portuguese. But we'll just say the Italians consider him like one of. Italian. Anyway, so I'm going to prepare this recipes from my favorite cookbook, La Dieta Mediterranea. 334 ricette tra salute e cultura. It's 334 recipes between health and culture by Roberta Salvadore, Laura Landra, and Margarita Landra. And so while we're talking, I'm going to be preparing. So, and
of course, being Italian, although I'm not Italian, I'm actually Irish, but we're gonna talk, with the hands.
Yeah. So what we're gonna
we're gonna steal from What About Bob?
Parliamo con le mani.
Talk with the hands.
That's right.
Yeah.
Italians, we talk with our hands. So for this recipe, mozzarella alla caprese, you need mozzarella, which I have right here, about 250 grammi, which is 250 grams. It's about half a pound of mozzarella cheese, and you can get here it's sliced.
I thought grammi was the
Grami
was the lovely woman that bore your dad, that brought your dad into the world.
Oh no,
that's
grandmother.
That's Grammy, not Grame. Okay.
Well, Italian would be nonna.
No. Okay.
Then you have pomodori, which are tomatoes, and 2. Well, here I have about 5, but we'll just make the recipe bigger. And I always get these vine-ripe grown tomatoes because they smell really good, and they remind me of my grandma's garden.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
So if you see me in the supermarket, I'll be smelling the tomatoes. All right, then we have basilico, which is basil.
Basilico.
And basilico qualquifolia, which means a few leaves. And as you see, I have a whole bunch here.
Is that like St. Peter's basilico?
Yeah, something like that. That's a basilica.
Okay.
But it's not a good season for basil because if you go in the summer, you get a huge bunch. And I guess by the time November comes, it's a little smaller.
Yeah.
And then you have olio extravergine di oliva, 6 cucchiai, extra virgin olive oil, or EVOO, as Rachel Ray would say.
Yep.
And 6 tablespoons. And then salt and pepper, sale e pepe. So those are going to be your ingredients. It's really pepe.
Pepe?
Sale pepe.
I've been there in New Haven. They make good pizza there.
So you'll know.
And they got one in Danbury now too.
See, exactly. So now you know Frank Pepe, it's pepper.
Okay.
Sale.
It's Sale. And Sale is like Sally's in New Haven, the other famous pizza place in New Haven.
Exactly.
So one's salt and one's pepper.
Right.
That's why Sally's is probably more. Sal's pizza is more. It's got more of a salty taste.
Really?
Because it's Sally.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So we have our and then this here you can, if you want, you can add to this dish a handful of green olives and black olives, and that's I have these here. That's just optional, but it's a nice little accoutrement, as we say, like there's something to add to it. All right, so
go ahead.
All right, so. Should I do it in Italian first and then
English?
Yes,
of course.
All right, so first thing is affettate la mozzarella a fette dallo spessore di circa 1 centimetro. So slice the mozzarella in slices of about 1/2 of a centimeter in thickness. So I have my mozzarella here already sliced to save some time. So what I do, I have my sliced mozzarella. And then I put it in a circle here around the plate.
Nice.
Yeah, so you just put it in a circle. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but you just want it to look nice, really. And I put it in a circle so they kind of overlap. And remember, we start with the white. And
okay. So you're copying, you're imitating the notion of the Italian flag.
Exactly, that's good to keep in mind. And did you know a margarita pizza? Have you ever noticed? Margarita pizza is red, white, and green because the Queen Margarita, she was the queen of Italy, so they named the pizza after the queen. But the red, white, and green is the flag, and anyway.
Good to know.
So we put our mozzarella in a circle. And then, I'm going to start slicing the tomatoes. Okay. Now, lavati I pomodori e affettateli. Wash the tomatoes, and we're going to slice those.
So you've already washed them.
Already washed them, right? And I'm just going to put this here. Thank you. So now we're going to slice the tomatoes. And now since here we have about 16 slices of mozzarella, we'll have 16 slices of tomatoes. And since we have about 5 tomatoes, you figure about 3 slices each. But just,
Yeah, that'll be a good mouth-sized piece.
Exactly. So here we go. Then I just go white, red.
Okay, you're
exactly
alternating the colors.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, of course, in the meanwhile, we're waiting for one of our guests to come in, and that's not Christopher Colombo, Colombo. And he's not going to come in a trench coat, I don't think, but like the other Colombo. But I think we're going to get, we're looking to see Colombo, the man who came to America. And now, of course, you know, there's a lot of controversy about Columbus Day. And as a sidelight, of course, because Columbus came here, and we know what happened after Columbus came here. Later on, there were other conquerors came to America, and sometimes inadvertently slaughter off pretty much all the Central American Indians because they carried with them wasn't Ebola, I guess, but it was
smallpox.
Smallpox and other things that the Europeans had become immune to over centuries. And the Native Americans that were here, the Incans and the Aztecs and the Mayans, had not been exposed to those viruses. They were indigenous to the Europeans, so when they had contact with each other, probably through a handshake, probably through sharing water, through any of a number of ways, the Central Americans, the natives to America, became infected and died. Many of them died from things like smallpox.
Yeah, I'd read in some book on history where it said, like, when Columbus came and found the indigenous peoples here, who he called Indians, probably because he thought this was India. They had gold, and he would like steal the gold from them and kill them. And I don't know.
Well, the purpose of the voyage certainly was to find a passage, a shortcut to India, so to speak. That's why he came here and found these people and said, "Well, I'm on an island. Must be on an island off the coast of the subcontinent of India, and so I'll call them Indians." And the name just kind of stuck for some reason.
Now, didn't you say there were some states that don't call it Columbus Day? They call it Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, a couple of changes. And now that we've talked about Columbus and celebrated Columbus for a long time, maybe it's time to also celebrate the people that were here before him, that were here for literally thousands of years before him. And in fact, are Americans, the original Americans, who apparently came across the Bering Strait from Russia, from Asia. And so we're celebrating Native Americans rather than Columbus. And what was the term? Veronica, help us with this. What was the term that they came up with for this shift over to celebrating Native Americans rather than the people that conquered them, rather than Columbus? We talked about this before the show. Come on, help us out here.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Well, there's a different name. There's a different name that we're using now in a couple of places. Seattle, Washington. They've gone over
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that what you were saying?
I think that's what it was. Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah, and they're celebrating them rather than celebrating the folks that came from Europe and conquered them.
No, I think, like, unfortunately, I was just at the flag raising in Bethel today, and I was at the one in Danbury. And I think a few years back there were people protesting, Columbus Day.
It's been an ongoing thing, sure, because a lot of people think it's patently unfair to celebrate somebody that came here and maybe didn't slaughter off millions of people or thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but it's by his arrival that the process started.
But I just think what we're celebrating is the fact of our forefathers, the Italian immigrants that came to this country, at the turn of the century, and during the wars, to make a better life for themselves and their children, and that they developed, our communities through their hard work and sacrifice, and to become what we have today, and I think that's what we're celebrating.
Yeah, every group of immigrants have come to America. They've come here and they want a better life for themselves. They want an opportunity to be part of the American dream, and it's really no different than the folks that are here now from Central America and Mexico and South America. It's the same thing. They're here. They want to work hard, as all immigrants do when they come here. They want to be part of what has become, through immigration, the greatest country in the world.
Exactly.
And we've forgotten, that all of us are second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 20th generation immigrants. That without immigration, we wouldn't be here.
Right. From the Mayflower to, today.
Yeah. And speaking of Irish, which I didn't mention yet, we have another guest, and Colombo hasn't arrived yet, but we're also expecting a visit from one of my Irish brethren, my Irish ancestors. Well, actually, more than one, because my grandmother and grandfather, Wilhelmina Allen, and George M. Stevenson, who came to America, who came through Ellis Islands, because that was where Europeans came through. It was the most convenient way to find their way into America, as with all European groups that have come here. They came here, and now they had a little different immigration experience than the people that are trying to emigrate to America now. Basically, they came here, got off the boat in Ellis Island, were checked for diseases, and had somebody here to meet them, and bada bing, they were here. Right, they usually had a friend, or they were here. It was no big deal. It wasn't a 20-year wait or a 15-year wait or even a month wait. They were here. They had somebody to meet them. They had a job waiting for them, and they were American citizens. And it's not that there was a language barrier with them too, because Irish people have Gaelic as their native language. And just like all the folks that are here now, my grandparents worked hard to learn to speak English and to assimilate. Yeah, to assimilate. Not to give up their native language, Gaelic, the same way that folks now don't give up their native languages to assimilate, but their family becomes a beautiful blend, a beautiful quilt of the old and the new. So Wilhelmina Allen and George Stevenson, who came here, I believe they were married when they came to America already. They came here, and my dad and my uncle were born here in the United States, in Greenwich, Connecticut, at the little farm that Wilhelmina and George Stevenson worked at as caretakers. Oh, it's coming along nice. Yeah. Okay. So as you see here, let me move that out of the way. But I sliced my mozzarella in about a width of about half a centimeter, and then I washed the tomatoes and I sliced those, and then I alternated the tomato with the mozzarella. And now we're going to take, so see here we have this pattern, the red and the white, and the next thing now is you're going to wash your basil and delicately dry it. Okay, you've got that done, yep. So, yeah, let me get these tomatoes out of the way. Well, you know what, I'm just going to do it on this paper towel, I think. Okay. Some kind of a surface. And then, so what I'm going to do now we're going to just give it a little tilt so the audience can see a little bit better. Right, see? The the intertwined red and white, the mozzarella and the tomato. Tomatoes. All right, so now we're going to go for the basil. And you're going to I just pull out these leaves here, and then I'm going to alternate red, white, and then we're going to stick green. See, so that's for so you're going to tomato. Oh, excellent. Okay. Mozzarella, red, white, and then a leaf of basil. And then you'll show the audience the proper way to actually take whatever combination of ingredients you take at one time off the dish and eat them. Right. Yes. Okay. Continue. Okay, so this is lavate il basilico e asciugatelo delicatamente. So wash the basil and dry it delicately. So you put under water, dry it delicately. You don't want to squish it, but delicately dry it with a paper towel. And then as we continue. So here you see mozzarella. Oh, sorry. Red, white, green. Tomato, mozzarella, basil. Tomato, mozzarella, basil, and I'm just going to continue going around. Excellent. That's it. Oh, I see you've got each leaf of basil kind of pointed upward a little bit. Yes. So it gives a very fresh and festive look. Yes, exactly, and have that uniformity going on there. Okay, red, white, green. I'm interested in finding out how the proper way to actually, how to actually eat it, whether you eat all. Well, you'll show us as we go along.
Of course.
You'll show us as we go along.
Yeah, you do.
Continue.
Yeah.
But we also have...
so you're talking about Irish, and it's interesting because a lot of people from Bethel, there's a running joke, they say, like if you go online and you see you're from Bethel if. It's like a lot of people from Bethel, like maybe my generation, like are Italian and Irish.
Because you had a lot of Irish and a lot of Italian immigration, kind of.
Right, and they're both Catholic.
One or two, both Catholic.
Back then, Catholics and Protestants
a common denominator.
Mixing, back then. But now,
as a good portion of our immigrants to the United States now, coming from Mexico and Central America, also Catholic.
Right. Red, white, green. Yes. No, a lot of Catholics, and I guess a lot of people come here for religious freedom. Those are some of the reasons.
That's one of the principal reasons to come to America, because other countries quite often don't tolerate as much religious freedom as America does. America has become the great melting pot.
It has now.
And you've got everything here. You've got people from all parts of the world right here in our Danbury, Bethel, and Richfield area. Have then you had a great migration of people from Southeast Asia in the 1970s after the war in Cambodia and Vietnam. You had a lot of folks that came here and settled in. In the case of here, settled into Town Hill Avenue in Danbury, got started, worked hard, built up their financial resources, and then ultimately, as they felt comfortable in their bilingual sense, speaking the native language and speaking English, they kind of assimilated out into the burbs, so to speak. They went from the downtown area where they all felt comfortable amongst people that they had a very common commonality, very common ground with, and then went out and mixed into the population, and it's been a great thing. In the 1950s, a lot of Portuguese people came to Danbury and to the area. So and also I've been out to Cape Cod, and there was a huge influx over the years of Portuguese people that ended up in Cape Cod, particularly in Provincetown, for anybody that's been out there.
Interesting.
So it's been, and likewise from there into Massachusetts. So a lot of Portuguese immigration into America, a lot of Southeast Asian.
And now Brazilians.
A lot of Brazilians now,
the Portuguese paved the way.
And as the Portuguese people speak, likewise the Brazilians speak Portuguese. And it's apparently pretty close. I mean, obviously you see people from different countries and different varieties of cultures that speak a little different variation of Portuguese. But my good friend Zita, who's in the office with me, has taught me a lot about the minor differences between the Portuguese that people from Portugal speak and the Portuguese that the Brazilians speak.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, minor differences. But then again, look at the United States, look at our northeast portion of the United States, and look at some of the southern portions of the United States, or Midwest or West Coast, and there are a lot of variations in words that right within our own country that people use. Some of us call soda, some of us call it soda pop.
All right, so here I alternated, right? So it's going to say mettete su un piatto di portate le fette di mozzarella alternate con le fette di pomodoro e le foglie di basilico.
So fette is cheese?
No, fette is a slice.
Oh, slice, okay.
Yeah, formaggio is cheese.
Formaggio, okay.
So you put on a plate here, a serving plate, you put the slices of mozzarella alternating with the slices of tomato and the basil leaves. And then it's gonna look like that here, if you could tell. Okay. You know, like I said, red, white, green, you're going for the colors of the Italian flag. I don't know if you could tell, but I have a slice. I basically go tomato, mozzarella, basil, and keep repeating that, if you could tell. And then what you're going to do is and then in the middle, I always put in the middle, like, as a little centerpiece. It's just to dress it up a little bit, like, I don't know if you can get a good one of this, but you just put like a little there in the middle. So
okay,
If you can dress this up a little. You can't really tell, but that's what I put a little bit in the middle just to make it look pretty.
Excellent. It is very festive.
Yeah. And then here I have some. So then, right before you bring it to the table, you're gonna drizzle some condite solo al momento di portare in tavola con olio, sale e pepe. So you dress it only at the moment that you bring it to the table with oil, salt, and pepper. And you do this only because you don't want it to get all soggy, like if you leave a salad dressed.
Ah, okay.
And it says like 6 tablespoons, but I just drizzle it, you know. Lightly drizzle olive oil over it. Right, and then here. And then I put some salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, right, to taste.
Now that's sale e pepe.
Right, like Pepe pizza.
Another quick shout out to the two best known pizzas in New Haven. Yep. Now in Danbury with in the case of Pepe's.
So you use salt and pepper, and then if you like it says here, se volete potete aggiungere a questo piatto anche una manciata di olive verdi e nere. So if you like, you can add a handful of black and green olives. And I just got these at the supermarket. They're like a blend of olives. Okay, so I just lightly toss those over.
Okay,
really.
now I see some of them are green, some of them are black. But you also have ones that are kind of a purplish reddish. Are those different at all?
Well, I just got like a bunch of mixed olives that said Italian olives. Oh, okay. Honestly, so.
Okay, so the black and the green are the traditional ones.
Yeah, and you can just add like whatever kind of olives you want. Really, I just kind of threw those in the middle there. And that's it, really. And you're going to have extra basil left over. That's okay.
How do you store that for the next time?
I just throw some saran wrap over it and put it in the refrigerator. But I'm sure you can, like put it in a Tupperware container.
Okay, and it'll keep for at least a few days?
Yes.
Excellent.
And here's a little fun fact. Some information here in my book. It says, look, I could say in Italian.
Go right ahead.
Lo sapevate che la mozzarella non è affatto un formaggio magro. Did you know that mozzarella isn't in fact a light cheese?
Okay.
Infatti per ogni 100 grammi ben 16 sono rappresentati da grassi per un valore calorico di circa 240 calorie. In fact, for every 100 grams, a good 16 of them are fat.
Como dice in Italiano, we've run out of time for this show, so we're going to have to do a second show so we can actually eat this lovely food.
But in ogni caso, la mozzarella è più magra della maggior parte degli altri formaggi. Okay. So,
I said it in English. We'll come back. We're going to come back and eat this food.
In any case, mozzarella is a lighter cheese than the majority of other cheeses. So don't feel too bad.
That's a mouthful. Yeah. We'll be back.
Okay. Bye.
For our